gonna hurt. If you're ever gonna get that bad, then you better plan your attack. You're braver than you know it. You're stronger than you show it. You're braver than you know it. You're stronger.
Good evening, everyone. Happy New Year and welcome back to Mini RPG of the Week. We are starting off 2024 with edition 10 of season 4. I'm joined by Thomas for this one, and we're looking forward to seeing what the new year brings. Thomas, new year, new you?
New year, new webcam. Previous viewers of the show will remember I had a slight webcam issue, which has returned in the new year. But so is Mini RPG of the Week. It's very exciting to be part of the premier annual year-long Trackmania competition.
Annual? That doesn't sound like the right word. Weekly? I think it's in the name.
It's a Trackmania competition that takes part through the whole year. You know what I mean? Those are very novel in the space now. I don't know if you've heard. So it's very nice to take part.
I don't think that's what the word annual means, but we'll run with it anyway. So you know what, Thomas? I'm delighted we brought you back. We could have left you in 2023, and in hindsight, maybe that would have been the better decision. Yeah, well, we haven't, and so we'll get ready to kick things off tonight. We are heading back to the new Season 4 format. I've forgotten how to speak. I'd left any oratory ability back in 2023. Thomas, I know you love this new format, and I know you understand it perfectly, so why don't you go ahead and explain it to the viewers at home?
Right, folks. So, basically, if you've been the bottom 8 of a round, or the bottom X, right, you go into the gulag.
Well, you did decide to call it that. Yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah. Or hang on. No, you're gonna have to get the Discord soundboard up. And then if you're in the bottom half of the Gulag attendees,
They've been removed.
who? This is your Discord, no? Don't stand for that. Anyway, if you're in the bottom half if you're in the bottom half of the Gulag members in the following round, you get thrown to the wolves, and by wolves I mean you lose. If you're in the top half, you are safe for that round, but you can then be put immediately straight back in the Gulag if you are still trash. So we will have a lot of people in the danger zone round after round, or we might have someone who just has 2 bad rounds in the round. But what this does do, it gives you a little bit of a get out of jail free card. You know, what one bad round doth not make a mini RPG of the week. 2 do. 2 in a row doth do.
Wait, they've reappeared.
Into the danger zone.
Yes.
There we go. We're set. All right, we're safe and we can use them. We're going to head straight on into this map because we are ready to go for this evening. Our map tonight provided to us by Vortex. And, well, I guess we'll see what it looks like. We have been told relatively simple as far as a mini RPG track goes. And it does kind of look good. No disrespect. That sounded disrespectful, right? But specifically the style that Vortex was going for here was a kind of mix of the classic Trackmania 2 mini RPG style, you know, a lot of bare blocks, a lot of kind of these transitions, blocks floating in the air, and a little bit of 2020 thrown in as well. I believe we are going to see a reactor at some point.
I think it's crazy that the author for this is also the Time. Their name is the Time.
It's
That's
crazy.
Like, what are the odds?
What a prediction, honestly. So impressive to manage to say, like, set your name to that and then drive exactly that to the 1,000th.
Yeah, that's a lot of commitment. I really do appreciate that. No, this is looking like a fun one. I think you sort of mentioned TM2. To me, it's interesting because it doesn't have that, let's say, abstract scenery that we sometimes see in a mini RPG of the week map. It feels like you're playing with the blocks that are in the game. Which I always find when I then failed speed checks with blocks that they're just vanilla, right? They're not retextured, they're not new. I feel worse. So this might be one for the emotional damage. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, lots of transitions, a few speed checks, but also just having a look, room for a lot of optimization. There are sections of this that just feel like a normal Trackmania map, where that standard, optimization will come in undoubtedly if he blesses us with his presence, which, as I see as the #1 record, perhaps he already has. Scandia might excel here, which I know is a very lukewarm take for a mini RPG of the week, but dare I say, Newer, I think Scandia might do pretty well.
I think that's a safe assumption. I wish I knew right now how many weeks Scandia has won in mini RPG of the week at this point, because he has to be closing in on the top 3 at this point. A couple of win behind at most. And I guess we might be able to find out if Zedred is paying attention and is willing to grant my request of knowing how Scandia is doing at the moment. But either way, closing in, and it will be those top 3 players getting invited to Mini RPG of the Week Ultimate without having to pay for their tickets. And keep an eye out for that, everyone, as there may be some news in the near future on what exactly is going on with Mini RPG of the Week Ultimate. But for now, let's not focus on that, Thomas. Let's focus what's on front of us. I genuinely cannot speak. It has been like a month since I've done any casting, and the words will not come out. It's disastrous.
But Noah, as someone in Twitch chat mentioned, you may not have done casting all that recently, but you were on a famous podcast.
Are we already shilling for the podcast?
Someone mentioned it, Noah, not me. I didn't bring this up. Okay, someone mentioned it. Someone said, Jaxie said, it's the people from that podcast episode about stuff I listen to.
That's an accurate description, honestly.
That is an accurate description. Can I just say, does it look like the cars are bouncing, like floating? Something feels off.
Yeah. Look, it'll settle down, okay? The server, it's having a time of it right now, and it's gonna get better, maybe.
I hope so. It feels like they're sort of on overinflated tires, and the cars are like bouncing. This is bizarre. Anyway, well, no one pay attention to the slightly laggy server. I can't remember what we're talking about now. It's been a while. It has been a while.
You were shilling for your podcast.
I mean, that's just default state.
As the lawyer has pointed out, you haven't actually let anyone know where to listen to them.
That's Crazy. You can find it at www.nodal.media, or you can search for Keeping Track on all major podcast platforms. Probably won't find it that way because there's like 1,000 podcasts called Keeping Track.
I found it
so
that
go to
way.
www.nodal.media. Well, you know, you've just built different. You know.
Well, that's true.
How was your New Year, and Christmas? Traditionally, that's what
good.
people ask about first.
Yeah,
Anything fun?
I'm slightly ill, but I think pretty much everyone got at least a little bit sick this Christmas, is my impression. As everyone finally had a Christmas where nobody thought about COVID and illness and maybe keeping safe, and it turns out that was a mistake.
Yeah, that the flu does sneak up on you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The best PR for the flu ever was COVID. You know what I mean?
It's just true. Yeah.
Like now we're all just like, well, at least it's not COVID, while we're deathly ill with the flu. But have you eaten all your Christmas chocolates? Yeah, or have you got some still saved up?
There's still a couple saved. I haven't eaten any Christmas chocolate yet. I didn't really get much. I got a chocolate Santa from Santa, and that's kind of it.
Kind of morbid
really
when you
big
think
thing in
about
my
it.
family. In many ways, yes. I will devour Santa and not see him again for another year.
Yeah. You sort of wonder, is that very vain? Like if I was like, hi Noah, it's your birthday, whenever that is. Here's a present, and it's a chocolate version of me. Would that be considered vain?
No, I think you should do that. I think you should get a chocolate version of yourself made for my birthday.
Dog asked, by the way, can I get it on vinyl? Which is crazy. I'm assuming referring to the podcast and not Chocolate Santa. So I had an idea of getting an old tape recorder and making physical versions of each podcast episode and sending them to the guest. That would be quite fun. You know what I mean?
That would be quite cool. It would be cooler if you did it in vinyl and also sent it mounted in a plaque. Like, you know, I mean, like those platinum records are.
Look, I can afford tape, right? I'm not going to be pressing vinyl.
Can you
Particularly as the
afford
podcast
a
episodes are
tape?
quite long.
Can you afford a tape recorder for me as well? Because it's the year 2024, Thomas, and I do not own something that can play a tape.
That's part of the fun of it, really. I mean, ultimately, how many guests do I have to have before one of them finally plays it in, and it's just Rick Astley never going to give you up on loop? And I actually have never done any of this. I've just ordered 1,000 versions of that tape because that would be a funny joke.
That would be a pretty good joke, especially if you had committed to it early and you had been sending those tapes out the entire time.
Yeah, I might have to do that now.
Yeah.
It seems like a fun. I can make a little display, very arty. Anyway, we're in this map. We've got some. I didn't rally the troops this week. The Welsh troops, that is.
The Welsh troops, yeah. Well, the Irish have showed up because, honestly, the Irish kind of just more motivated, I think, in general than the Welsh. Just generally more skilled.
Yeah, that's
And
really good.
actually
As we're
showing
on
up to
board with
events.
Liffey just destroying the checkpoint.
Well, listen, okay. I mean, I didn't say skilled at what. Really, I was going for skilled at actually showing up to events, and I'll stand by that.
Meow. I respect that. The Welsh arguably just have more stuff going on.
Just busier, you know.
Just busier.
It's packed social schedules.
Yeah. Did you know that the campaign wasn't restarting on the 1st of January?
That's crazy.
I was
That was
all
the Welsh
preparing.
Christmas party.
I was all preparing for the 1st of January campaign reset for the winter, and it's next week.
That's crazy. I did see that it looks like the AO8 track is going to be with Snow Car. And so, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to play this one, Chief.
Are you not a snow car aficionado?
Okay, listen, I haven't actually played a Snow Car track yet. Okay, don't hold it against me. I'll get there. Maybe.
The snow car's kind of fun if you just don't look at the world records.
That's fair. Yeah, I don't do that anyway because they're
Exactly.
extremely out of reach.
Because you are the world record.
Well, exactly. Yeah, I wouldn't want to look at it and realize how much time I've poured into a game and how much better I am than everyone else. It would be a little bit sad.
Exactly. So we're on board now with Yannex, who appears to no longer have a certain clan type, but we won't dwell on that. How is the new UI? This is more of a deployer question, which I appreciate he can't answer. Have we got clickable to navigate on stuff yet? While in rounds, do you know? Oh no, cool. So that'll be fun. Have fun with that in rounds.
We'll figure it out when we get there. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it'll be fine. Let's not talk about the UI, okay? We'll talk about that when it comes up. In the meantime, let's actually talk about the track a little bit, because we have been told that there are a couple of interesting things to look for. Checkpoint 5 in particular, one that might be a little bit of a problem for some players, but there is a safe route on it. And it's one that Vortex does predict that quite a lot of players might be taking safe, even quite late into the competition.
I'm a huge advocate for safe routes. You know me. So we'll see how that continues. I've now lost track of checkpoints. This is 3.
This is checkpoint. Yeah, you can tell from the checkpoint counter down at the bottom.
Thank you very much. I was playing dumb for the audience at home.
And I was just so I could answer that question. So we're coming up to checkpoint. Well, we were coming up to checkpoint 5, and unfortunately we're running out of time to see checkpoint 5. So maybe we'll just see it in rounds. There is also a Neo Drift potential after checkpoint 6 as well. Not required, but definitely a possibility to save a little bit of time. This is what checkpoint 5 looks like, and this is maybe a little bit scary for players as they go into it as well. And well, there's a finish from local admin and sometimes player Black Pulse.
I mean, he always plays. We don't get to see much of him, shall I say.
Listen, Black Pulse has a few top 10 finishes under his belt.
Well, they must have been when I wasn't here. I like Black Pulse. I like Black Pulse. I like everyone involved in the RPG. Particularly Newer. No.
Oh,
yeah,
you were trying to think of something catty to say.
Yeah, no, I was. I couldn't get there. So I was digging and I didn't find it. So then I was like,
Isn't that the most telling thing about like British and Irish humor is like just desperately looking for something cruel to say and then
can't
you're just
bother
like,
me being nice.
well, I guess I'll have to be nice instead.
This is quite wobbly. Wibbly wobbly, wibbly wobbly, jelly on a plate checkpoint. I'm going to be, it'd be very interesting to see who can pull that off. And who just chooses not to.
And it's also this bit at the end here, right? Because you can jump up straight to that black platform on the right and into the checkpoint directly, or you have to take a little bit slow and do what Black Pulse did there and go around the outside up into the checkpoint. So I think that's definitely the most of what Vortex was talking about, but it is worth keeping an eye on as well, because a lot of that comes down to your jumps and how well you manage speed and those jumps into that final jump as well. So it's a classic mini RPG, right? Just manage your speed, manage your card control, keep the wheels on the ground as often as you can, and avoid the gulag, avoid the danger zone. We are playing on the new format this week. If anything goes wrong, we will revert to the old format, but hopefully it won't. Hopefully everything runs smooth as butter. That's not the way.
Ian, friend, brother. Now, you know, you might think you're dreaming. Scandia is in the lead. That is what we will expect for the rest of it. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay, no, this is a really nice sequence.
So that is the route, or you can go the reverse way around, cross the bridge, and then turn back to the checkpoint if you don't think you have the speed to make it up the hill.
So Scandia and Artis have very different lines, at least through the end of the section. So it'll be interesting to see if they converge through, or if we're going to be seeing those different lines throughout. We do, by the looks of it, not have a warm-up round.
Yeah, no, and also don't DNF. Very bad idea to DNF, because that is an elimination, no matter whether you are in the gulag or not. So you're going to want to make sure you don't DNF as much as possible in this format. And this is the round where, in theory, we are setting 8 players onto that danger zone mode. Their names will turn orange and they will be racing against each other in the next round. We'll see how many players we end up in that elimination zone into the next round. Starting with 78 players tonight, it does make it significantly harder to try and figure out how many players are going to be eliminated. But I guess in some ways, it's actually kind of the same, right? Because the DNF is an elimination. So if players time out, then there they go. And we are probably going to lose a lot of players here.
Oh, I forgot how confusing the UI is at this stage.
No, you're fine. There's a lot of players in the danger zone is what it boils down to right now.
I think
what is that? That's 15?
What? Did we have people just not set times?
No. Yeah, they got timed out.
How many was that?
like 15. There are like 15 people in the danger zone. There is 16 in the danger zone. 8 eliminations this round.
Oh, there's a separate danger zone tab.
Yup.
Look at that. That is production quality if I've ever seen it. Look at that. I'm a big fan of that. And can you click on the names to move about deployer? Happy days. Happy days.
It's perfect.
I got flamed. Unrelated. I got flamed for clicking on the names in
Probably
production.
What? Why?
Someone was like, why don't you just use the number keys? I'm like, then I got to remember who's on each number. I just click on the names.
Now, if it is like a 4-player lobby, you should just figure out which numbers it is. But also, it's perfectly fine to just click on the names.
So, if you're doing 3 matches, Noah.
Yeah.
Right, back to back to back. You know me.
Yes.
I'm gonna forget.
I'm like, well, figure it out.
If there was just a Trapmania saying that just was like, instead of assigning a player to a number at the start of the lobby, was just like 1 is first place, 2 is second place.
I agree. That would be very handy.
That would be so handy. But anyway, we don't have that at the moment. We do have the danger zone. It is heating up in the danger zone. Black Pulse looks to be making a survival run. We do respect. The bubble right now is about 10 seconds apart between Lalo and Chantilly.
And it is worth noting, so there are other cars around Chantilly at the moment. Chantilly in 69th place. Doesn't matter. It's the distance to Lalo is what matters, because unless Chantilly can overtake Lalo or Shadow Mirror or Black Pulse, one of those cars up in front, then they will not make it out of this danger zone. They will be eliminated. And in fact, that looks to be what's just happened. Lalo in 62nd, Chantilly in 70th will be the first of the danger zone players to be eliminated. There are 7 more players behind them. And it looks like largely they finished all the way down. You can see there, Drops showing it off, is very near the bottom right there, but will not be eliminated, will be entering the danger zone in this next round, along with everyone else currently highlighted in orange. Yeah.
This is fun.
Yeah. Is it all starting to click in your brain now, Thomas?
Well, look, don't quote the dark arts at me, all right? I was here when they were written. I was the one who had to explain this format for the first time. Yeah. It's working okay. I'm more worried the fact that I'm seeing a lot of floating cars, so I hope everyone's having a nice time. But
I mean, we haven't seen any players complaining about that in the in-game chat, so I do feel like this is very much just a spectator thing this week, rather than being an issue that the drivers are experiencing. You would have figured out very quickly if the drivers were having any problems with how their cars were landing.
We'd have seen server minus.
Yes, repeatedly.
That's a bonk.
That's rough. You don't want to bonk that. As, we are currently, you can see, on the safe zone. So headgear this round, despite being 65th, no risk. Doesn't matter. As long as they get across the line. Still very important, I believe, to get across the line. Although maybe if you just time out, it doesn't count. I know DNF is elimination, but maybe just timed out is not. I'd have to get an admin or someone more involved with the creation process for this mod, for this server setup to actually clarify that for me. But headgear should be fine. It's a bad round, but there is a second life to go. Jaxie round in the corner. Not sure if they are in orange. There are a few players here at the bottom. Flying is very much in that danger zone and is going to reverse up the hill. I think was out of time anyway, with Gonta in 48th, despite there being 70 players left, Thomas. 48th looks like it was an elimination.
That is brutal.
Yeah.
I do respect it. As far as things go, I do like this format, because in theory, you could be in the danger zone in the first round, and in the second round you could finish 9th and still get knocked out, right? In theory, very much.
Yeah.
In theory. So I do like that. It does create this little tense moment, and we will see as we get later on. Right now, obviously, there's so much variation in the players' times that it's difficult to really judge it too much. I don't know how many players we have left.
Well, you can see right there over on the left side of your screen, we are on round 420. Well, 4 out of 20. There are 61 players left below that. There are currently 16 in the danger zone, and there will be 16. The 2 danger is how many players will be in danger next round, and there will be 8 eliminations from 16 players currently in the danger zone. And those numbers on the back of their car, for example, here on Alpha Dream, who after a poor round last round has dropped to the danger zone, it's currently white. having moved safely out of range of being eliminated. Marina, on the other hand, had a pretty poor round last round as well. Car number currently red, because if she stays in this position, she will be eliminated.
Not
or
ideal.
drops down.
Red number never good on the back of a
Red
car.
number bad. Oh, here's Alpha back down. Nearly escaped. Oh, hang on. Number white for a second. Waiting, calculating. Hold on. Where's Alpha? It's safe is the answer at the moment. Currently in 35th. There is one player in the danger zone behind him, and he can hold on to that. Elementor is at a little bit of risk, but the players in the danger zone very close together at the moment. Elementor is going to crash. Yezop is chasing down someone. Headgear just in front, and I think Headgear did just cross the line. It was a 46th place, and One-Eyed V in 50th. There was a lot of players in the danger zone very close together at the end.
Yeah, the sort of 10 to 15 second bubble there found a lot of people calling it their home. We're seeing some, final trickling over the line. I respect that. And we'll see how that progresses. If possible, just shout out to production, if we could stay on board with the front two, at least for the start of next round. I want to see if those lines are evolving and see if they're learning from each other. Particularly Scandia and Yannick's seem to have quite different lines at the end.
R.I.P. to Jaxie.
That'll be fun. R.I.P. to Jaxie. Yeah,
who did help develop this game mode. Developing this game mode to to win. Yeah, that's what we'll stick with. We also, and this, I do like this feature, we can check the PBs of all the players on that scoreboard there. And Deployer, how is that a Scandia PB there, that 53.549? Probably not, right? It does take some scrolling. Nope, 53.214. Scandia, currently the only player with author time. The author time 53.412. So definitely not an easy author time either.
It is not, and there is an outrageous Twitch username in the chat. That is too many numbers. There's no way all numbers before that were taken. But we will continue. Scandia currently 0.6 seconds ahead of everyone else on the map. This fella, he learns maps, right? He gets there quick. But we have seen, he's not invulnerable. He's not immune to a little bit of a choke. So we'll see how this continues. And yeah, we're seeing one of your fellas, Noah. Yeah. Did you see him appear for a bit?
No.
Liffy? We were driving side by side. I don't know where he went.
That's nice.
He's nowhere near us anymore. But Scandia. So here coming at the end. So Scandia goes wide and then goes for the triangle and then a straight jump. That's fast.
A scary line though. God damn, he is side jumping onto the ramp. I mean, how often have you seen that? Because I don't think I ever really have, at least in that style, in that manner, in that fashion. Through the triangle of checkpoint and side jumping onto that final little ramp at the end, just to absolutely minimize air time. It looks terrifying. I'll level with you, Thomas. That is a scary line.
That is. We apparently we're eliminating quite a lot of people at the moment. There is discussion in chat about whether or not we're eliminating too many people, but we will persevere. That line is very scary. I mean, it's open for issues, undoubtedly, but it's Scandia, so who cares? He is immune to us, problems that face us mere mortals. We will be saying goodbye to 5 at least. 5? That's an odd number. That doesn't go to 16.
It's fine. It's not exactly. It wasn't 16. I think we were down to 10. We'll see this round and the next round. The numbers don't exactly line up, right? With thing. Oh no, it's just lying to you. Don't worry about it. There were some other players eliminated in the middle there too.
Cool. I'm gonna go on a limb and say that leaderboard animation is cool, but I have no idea what's going on with that. So let's go back to the drawing board on that one.
It's literally just if your name turns grey, you have been eliminated. If your name turns orange, you are in the danger zone next round. It's literally that simple.
Okay, I'll enable that. We've seen a lot of French skins. Hello. These are all the eliminated people. These are the people in the danger zone. I appreciate that deploy. BMX, big mini RPG of the week name. Hoping we see him continue through this round. Here we go with whatever the heck that clan tag is. Jesus Christ, that's so many letters. But yeah, we're seeing this 5th checkpoint weirdly not be the most problematic. I think the mapper, as you said, predicted that this would be the one with all the problems. But I think it's safe to say the sort of checkpoint prior and then the checkpoint after we're seeing cause the most problems. So that's particularly interesting. I guess maybe people are very comfortable with taking the safer route, and so they're not too worried. But BMX going over the line in 23rd and 19th has been knocked out. That is
Oh
outrageous.
my God. And there is a gap of 2/100ths of a second between 18th and 19th. 18th stays safe, was in the danger zone, and 19th gets eliminated. What a battle. That's insane. There were 45 players left in this lobby. 19th place has just been eliminated.
That is incredible.
Oh. I mean, look, this is it. This is what you saw. Yannick's was in the danger zone that last round and came second, right? That is the point of this mode, is that you get a second chance whenever you need it, right? Like, as long as you can actually drive well enough to get back out of that danger zone. But the risk is always that if someone else who is good falls down there with you, it could still be bad. I mean, most of those players in the previous format would have just been eliminated after one bad round last time around. And this time around, well, they've at least had a chance to redeem themselves, Thomas.
Yeah, I think what it also does, it introduces a bit more jeopardy. There we go.
Yeah.
With a D, not T. In those earlier rounds for players like Yannick's, because traditionally you can kind of rely. Yannick's isn't going to be in the bottom 4 or the bottom 8 at the very start, right? But the bottom 16.
Sure.
That's maybe just a reset or two, right? That's a bad line and you're not able to recover it. So it does introduce, while it gives a lot of safety or a lot of second chances to players that maybe traditionally would be out in earlier rounds, it does somehow, in parallel, introduce a little bit more jeopardy to the players where you don't have to have awful bad stinky rounds to go out. You just have to have 2 not great rounds. And we are seeing here Jozo 17th, looking to be one of the last of the last chance. And the bubble this time round was 21 of 37.
And it's once again the player directly in front is one of the players in the in the danger zone, right? And there was a gap of less than a 10th between Velu and Fit there. Like, it's intense, and it means in that round, if you just barely survive by the skin of your teeth the round prior as well, or you have a poor round, you do need to drive well, and all of a sudden you are having a mid-table battle for your life. And unfortunately, this time around, Velu has lost out on that battle. And let's see, any good players? Scandir's in the danger zone on the next round. Whoo!
Drops and Scandir. Those are big names. Let's stay on board with Scandir. Look, I'm going to struggle to make it really that.
Scandir's going to be fine, right?
Oh,
like,
no.
There's no way.
In
it's
danger.
Also, it's 4 eliminations. Like, we are already getting down pretty quickly to a top 30. And Scandir's not going to be bottom 4 out of 8 danger zone players this time. There's no way.
Yeah, knew it. You can't intentionally cast it. That's
so much more exciting.
That's not how the magic
wrong,
works. Okay, but we are on board with Scan. Taking a very inside line. I don't think we've seen anyone attack that corner like he has. We'll see how that continues throughout. But yeah, continuing very well through here. It's going to be interesting to see. We haven't seen how this checkpoint has been done flawlessly in a while. But yeah, there you go. It's that's how you do it.
I just want to be clear. Our top 3 through checkpoint 4 were in the danger zone.
What?
That's
right. Here we see the
stupid.
side jump into the triangle, into the cutting the corner of the ending. A 53.6. Not going to set the world on fire, but the danger zone's at the 14th. That is 0.2 of a second. What is this mode?
12th, 13th, 14th. Lucis stays alive. Telne will be eliminated. Bans Zeze and drops as well. Will be the players to, in fact, drop. And well, we'll wait and see who enters the danger zone the next time. It is kind of delivering right now. Is this kind of was the idea for it, right? It turns these mid-table battles into something that really does matter a lot of the time as well. And that is certainly the case this evening.
Yeah, no, I'm look. When we took this mode for a spin in week 1 and you bailed, I was like, this might be too confusing. But looking back, what it does do, it does solve the narrative problem. It's very hard to cast a Cup of the Day style event.
Yeah.
Because there's like 64 people, and you're like, let's build a narrative. And then you're like, 4 of these people will be eliminated, and then it's gone, right? What I do like the narrative building aspect of this, but I also like the fact that we're just seeing outrageous eliminations.
Here's what it kind of does, right? Is it turns each round into an 8-player match instead. You know, I mean, it's sure there are other players fighting, and we'll see who is our featured match for the next round. But right now, Jozo, Pun Pun, Flo, Sertalion, Vicenti, Fit, Softy D, and Roro Biceps, that's a match. those players are just racing each other right now.
And then there's almost like a time trial going on around them.
Exactly. Which is cool. It's really fun in terms of how it plays out. Vicenti, that's it. I mean, you got to be done at this point. I think that's a DNF. It is from Vicenti. Fit, meanwhile, trying to chase down Pun Pun, who is a few places ahead and has plenty of time ahead. And there was a little bit of a crash in front, but Pun Pun was safely over the line. Fit will be eliminated. Roro will be going down as well. Biceps can't save you here. Do you think that's a Pasha Biceps reference or just someone else who's very in love with their biceps?
That's one for Twitch chat, I think. I don't know if Pasha Biceps is, yeah, right? No. Of course I do know. I'm an old man of esports, okay? I'm 28. I'm over the hill. I'm not sure that's necessarily... Twitch chat, what do you think? Are they a Pasha Biceps fan? By the way, Liffy in the danger zone. MMLB in the danger zone. Uso in the danger zone this time out. This is going to be... These are some big names. I never know if it's Sidza or Slider. Lucara. These are big names now in the danger zone. And, we're getting down to 21 players. So we might be seeing some very, very good times getting you eliminated if you're not able to compete with those ahead of you. But we do have 8 players now in the danger zone. 4 will be eliminated this round. We are on board with Liffy. We're hoping Liffy does well. It's got a lot of pace in this map. I feel like we either see Liffy at the front, snipping at Scandia's heels, or we see him a couple of resets back. So not necessarily that consistency, but having a good run at the moment, sort of kicking it with those good players. But like we mentioned, Lucario and Sidza, they are also in the danger zone. So it is not a free run, and that reset may cause some troubles for Liffy. He is only a second, if that. No, he's now in the danger zone. So there we go. That's how it plays out. 2 seconds ahead now. Won't probably be able to get here on pace. We'll need someone up ahead to have an issue. And Sidza there has an issue. So Sidza's now in the danger zone. Liffy taking the safe route. That might become a problem as we come to the run through in the line. And he is safe. And Sidza will be out just behind him. 2 seconds down. So ultimately wasn't that close. But in the way that round played out, that was fun and exciting. I'm starting to become a big fan of this this mode.
Yeah, and I mean, you say, not close in time. 2 seconds is a big difference, but in terms of where those 2 seconds came from, it was close until that final jump. It was a mistake early from Liffy, who, as you said, is showing great pace. It just seems to be checkpoint 5, maybe as a whole, causing him some difficulties at the moment. And then that final one was a little bit rough. And we are heading down in this round to 2 eliminations. As, getting scary. There's only 4 players left in the danger zone. That last round was a brutal one. 4 players will head into the danger zone after this as well. Things are getting pretty scary at the moment, but I mean, in some ways, a little bit of a less complicated round for the players in, and we are just down to a 4-player match now, right?
Yep, it's much easier. In many ways, you have less players that you need to beat. Yeah. But in many ways, you also have more players that, need to beat you. Yeah. However that works. It makes sense. You guys can assemble that in whatever order you want. But Alpha Dream there having an issue. He has a reset. Beetle Wolf is on the bubble, chasing down Sir Talion and Jozo. They're right ahead. It's all about how this end works. Talion and Jozo are neck and neck, and everyone's sending it absolutely into this final section. The jump will be everything we need to see. Talion and Jozo neck and neck as they go over the line, holding hands, driving off into the sunset, safe from the danger zone for at least one more round. And I do believe safe from the danger zone in the following round as they put in some good times there. So we will be seeing, if I'm not mistaken, as production is tabbing between them to make me look big silly. It's an all French affair.
Oh,
a menage a... Wait, hang on.
Menage a cat.
Menage a cat.
A quatre. Listen, it's a very difficult word. Why is the number 4 so hard to pronounce in French? Okay.
Well, look, there's a lot of numbers that are hard to pronounce in French. I've got beef with the whole French community that I'm going to air here. If you have ever had a French producer trying to tell you to press the letter R on your keyboard, I don't realize it takes a very long time to process of elimination. Yeah. That letter. What about
the letter Y when they tell you to press Y? Or W. These are all great letters, exactly. Hey, do you want to hear about the joke that was on the first page of my French textbook in school?
Oh, hit me with it.
Did you hear about the 3 cats who went out onto the ice in the middle of winter?
No.
Yeah, well, the ice couldn't support them, so Untitled Cat sank.
Oh, that's good. It's got a laugh out production. Is that okay? Hang on.
I think that was just me laughing again.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know if Deployer laughed.
Deployer, is that funny if you're a native French speaker?
Well, it's just because the cats were called Untitled, right? Oh, Ian V has crashed out. And then the cat, so Untitled were the cat's names, cat, and then they sank because the ice broke underneath them.
Yeah, none of you can hear production, but what he's saying is, I didn't get it, and now he doesn't seem particularly enthralled by the joke.
He is not impressed.
No. We should check in with Twitch chat, by the way. I did ask their opinion.
On Pasha Biceps? That
yeah.
maybe Biceps was also Koro? Was it Koro Biceps? Was also a gym rat before picking the Trackmania name. That's fair. Hey, you know who's back in the danger zone? It's Scandia and Artis. Oh, I'm sorry, Lucario and Manjoual Lebole. It is not a good round to be in this danger zone match.
But, I mean...
Oh,
Scandia hitting us with the DJ. Lucario and MMLB, they can pull some pretty good times.
Yeah.
Too. These are not the people I would want in the danger zone with me. And Lucario has had absolute bailout there. How the hell has he kept the pace? He dipped a rear tire like there was no tomorrow. But yeah, we are on board with Lucario now. He's about 4 tenths down from where he needs to be, 6 tenths down now. Artis is practically leading. Scandia is alongside. But we do go into this final section. It doesn't look like Lucario, despite having a pretty good round, doesn't look like he's going to be able to save it unless there is a miracle ending here. No, a good showing, a 6th place there. So still finishing in the top half, but because you rolled the unlucky dice and you got Scandia as Artis as your sort of fellow Gulag brethren, that will be the end of Lucario and MMLB. I'm not going to say it in French, I can't. And we say goodbye to them.
Shortening. Yeah, the shortening to MMLB is a lot easier than what I've been trying. How do we feel about renaming it from the Gulag to the Cage Match?
Ooh, I like the cage match.
Yeah.
There's a lot, and we can say from the top rope as they go to the final
exactly.
checkpoint.
Yeah. If there's a snipe, it is very much from the top with the steel chair.
That is
Out of
good.
nowhere. And hey, Liffy is back in the cage match for this round. And well, look, the results in that last round may have been what we expected them to be, but it was kind of down to the end, right? I mean, Lucario and MMLB did make it tough for Scandia and Artis, although they do climb their way back out. They're not in the danger zone this round. It is Sir Talion and Stella who are looking to catch back up in that jump. We've seen it cause problems all night long, and it has caused problems for 2 of the players in our currently featured matchup. Sir Talion will struggle to make this next jump as well. That's another reset. 2 on that checkpoint now.
Ooh, Jozo with a reset.
Jozo's a long way back as well. This jump is very tough too, and Liffy and Stella all of a sudden out to a bit of a lead.
Liffy's having problems
as well. Stella has climbed up into first place. It's all burning down around them. Liffy is still holding on, but only just 1 place out of Sir Talion. Needs to get to the end without any major issues. Should do so. Not a lot of speed, but enough to make the finish. And Sir Talion and Jozo will head out in 9th and 10th.
I don't know about a cage match. That was definitely a hell in the cell. That was absolutely outrageous. We just saw it. They couldn't have given that away more if they tried. The courtesy there of everyone involved. But we do have now a 2-player danger zone, a 1-on-1, a mano-y-mano. And at the moment, in round 1 of this 1-on-1, is Liffy versus Yannick. Now, Liffy's had a good showing. Right?
He's survived.
He's in the Wikipedia page. Let's give him that.
Liffy has survived a lot of danger zone rounds, has genuinely made a lot of appearances in that danger zone, and is now up against Yannick. But, like, winnable, right? Liffy has the pace, just needs to maybe not make a mistake this round. And checkpoint 5, I think, is where our eyes are at the moment. Heading around this corner, checkpoint 4 coming through here. Liffy, speed is good, at least on that one. Is behind Yannick at the moment, very close to the wall, keeps the car out of it, and still holding the speed around these corners. But Yannick is just driving better at the moment. You're starting to look for a mistake from Yannick in order to let Liffy in.
Yeah, if you lose an inch, you lose a mile in that checkpoint 5. Just a little bit of a touch, and all of a sudden that speed just compounds. And Yannick does appear not only to be safe from the danger zone, but has decided, I'm going to make sure there is literally no way I can be eliminated, and I'm going to come in first. Liffy with a bit of a reset. coming in with a sort of a guard of honor. A great showing by Liffey. Congratulations on this top 8 performance. And still, even in these rounds at the end, still, we are seeing some bad times. Right? This map has not been solved. Which is very interesting to see. So now, Flo and Luces?
I just say Luces.
Luces. We'll see who wins.
We'll see who loses. You're so right, Thomas. I knew there was a reason we invited you on. You've redeemed yourself for all of the horrible things that you've said so far.
Yep. Yeah, I am not here simply because we couldn't find anyone else. I am here because we are recording something afterwards, which I shouldn't talk about. Anyway, I feel like we haven't been on Mini RPG of the Week since we did Boomers v Zoomers. And I know this is probably not the time. But what a great event that was.
Yeah. You know what? If anyone in chat was there, I think Doc is still around somewhere and, helped organize the event. We did the charity event, Boomers versus Zoomers, over in the British Irish community to raise money for charity. And it was really fun.
We raised like £1,100.
Yeah, we did. And if anyone is going to go and look for clips from the event, may I recommend, and I really hope that Pads makes a highlight video of all the chats. Hang on a second. Jesus Christ, I did not realize how close that was. Thomas, you distracted me. Oh my god.
That was so close. I'm so sorry.
Thomas!
I ruined it. Marius
Thomas!
Marius Yannick.
You're never getting invited back.
The event was great. Look at the VOD. Look at the Twitch clips. It was unhinged. It was a great experience. You had a discount deployer on production, me. And we had a great time. But no, Yannick versus Marius now. A battle of, I'd say, the Mini RPG of the Week veterans. They've been around for a while. Yeah, they're not like Scandia. They haven't just turned up recently and decided to destroy it. They've been around for a while. And we see a bonk. Who did bonk?
No, I don't think anyone bonked. That was Scandir internet dying in midair.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. He's been having some problems with that for the last few days, but luckily doesn't seem to be affecting him. What will affect him is the fact that he has just dropped off the map entirely. It's a reset, but Scandir is not in the danger zone. This is fine. It is Marius and Yannick, and they are third and first at the moment, and Yannick's holding the lead, and he's surviving these one-on-one duels very well, having already won one against Liffey. Is looking good to take another one against Marius this time. There is a little bit more speed from Marius, but I'm not sure how much he's going to be able to gain. A little bit, but a little bit wider on the exit with that speed means Yannick holds on. Marius in third place will be eliminated. That means an overall 6th place finish for Marius. And Scandir versus Stella in this next duel.
Hear me out, Noah. If you're like just really good, you only have to try in half the rounds.
That's kind of, yeah, sure. And it means that you get to play more of these duels, which are fun, right? Like, you get to go into the cage and throw down a little bit more often.
Yeah. That's where the fun is. But we are seeing Stella up against Scandia. Definitely a favoured person in this matchup, but we will see how this progresses. All good times, that we're seeing at the moment now. We're seeing a bit more consistency, but still not perfect, so we're still seeing the occasional reset. But Scandia is really putting a stake out up ahead. But here you go, it's a great equaliser, this checkpoint 5. If you lose a little bit of speed, it really does start to compound. But unfortunately, despite the fact that Stella has been putting in a very good shift here, Scandia has left us. Going home, he's picked up his ball, he's playing with it at home, and he's just going to set a really good time here and mean that no chance for the danger zone. And that was a 53-3. Not necessarily incredible in terms of world record pace, but pretty bonkers to pull out in a danger zone round.
It is pretty fast. I do think that is still probably better than anyone else's PB in the lobby at the moment. It's got to be at least close to it.
Oh, no, it is, actually. Yeah, hit us with the local records. Deploy it.
No, we can see it. This is it. This is the PB leaderboard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that was better than anyone else in the lobby could drive. So unlucky Stella, there was quite literally, I think, nothing you could do in that round. And it's now Yannick versus RT. Safe in this round, Lucis and Scandir. And what that means for Lucis, guaranteed podium this week, which is a nice position to be in when you're up against Scandir, Yannick, and RT in a round.
Yeah, I'm loving this format. Now that we've sort of seen it as more of a sort of featured matchup. But yes, Artis and Yannick, Titans here coming in at the end, and we'll see how it's going on. Yannick's is off to a very good start, and or Scandia is just having a bit of a slow one. Still yet to know. Oh, Yannick's with a bobble. This will let Artis come back in. As we did say, the speed compounds when you lose some here. Oh, having to have a bit of a wiggle. It is now Artis's to lose. A straight run to the finish here will be all that is needed. Let's see how this end goes, and it should be all A-okay from here unless they mess up the finish. I don't think they will. So Artis will be living to fight another day, and we will be saying goodbye, finally, after a few visits into the danger zone, to Yannick's. And for a shared fourth visit to the danger zone, we have Artis and Lucis.
Scandir, meanwhile, locks in a guaranteed top 2. It will be Artis versus Lucis for this one. To see who fights Scandir for this week's title, a position that Scandir is used to. I mean, if anyone has had a lot of practice in these 1v1 situations in Mini RPG of the Week, it kind of is Scandir. Maybe a little bit of an unfair advantage there with the format change. You know, he's used to having to fight one person one-on-one to stay alive.
Yeah, and you just have to look at his Wikipedia page to see that, high-stress situations do not phase Scandia. No. The amount of tournaments this guy enters is unreal. And the amount of tournaments this guy wins as well. In
yes.
A variety of formats, a variety of different competitions and cups. Definitely a name that everyone is familiar with, no matter which part of the scene you are in. And Lucis hits the barriers, and we won't be seeing much more from them. Artis now with a fairly easy run into the finish, can probably even look to safe it, but decides not to. Scandia with a 53.2. Not a local record, I don't think, but still a very good time.
That's a good time from Artis as well, though.
Lucis just looking at the scenery.
Yeah. But I just want to focus, because this is our final battle, right? Artis versus Scandir is 2 titans of Mini RPG of the week. And Artis was only 3 tenths behind there. 53.5, that is a time that could beat Scandir. Now, I mean, you want to guarantee the win, you are probably going to have to PB by about those 3 tenths, Artis, in this round. But it's doable. We'll see who wins the first edition of 2024. Is it Scandir? Is it Artis?
First blood to Scandia has made a better start here, but everything is still to play for. A little bit of a bobble for Artis, yet somehow has found that speed. Scandia with a slightly wider line here. It's all going to come down to this 5th checkpoint transition with a couple more bounces and hip hop and skip and scops, but it is down to this transition. Here we go. A great turn there from Scandia, and he is just going off into the distance. So it is up to Artis now to either claw something back or do something consistent enough that should Scandia make a mistake, he is able to capitalize.
Here comes Artis, trying to gain a little bit of that time back. The problem is Scandir doesn't seem to have a section of the track where he really loses time, right? Everyone else may be shedding a couple of tenths here or there. Scandir just continues to hold the speed, continues to extend the lead. This is looking like it is it. Scandir dodges that final checkpoint, goes through the triangle, and a final time, I believe, with a world record of a 53.2. Nothing to be done. Scandir will be the first winner of Mini RPG of the Week in the year of our Lord 2024. And I suppose we might as well start as we mean to go on, Thomas.
Was that actually just world record in the final round?
I think it was, yeah. I believe the previous world record was like 53.214. That's the last one I remember seeing. So I guess it's possible he had improved it again since I last saw that. But either way, Scandir held the world record at the end of that, and also did win the final round with an incredibly quick time.
Yeah, no, great performance there by Scandia. I feel like at this point we can just create a Discord soundboard where we say, like, Scandia, world record, time, and then we can just play that repeatedly and save you having to get a co-caster, because that was very good. And
stop laughing at chat calling me old, Thomas. Leave me alone.
The best part is, chat, is I'm older than newer. That's
yeah. True. It's wild. Honestly, it's very stressful casting with Thomas, and it has aged me very, very fast. And so I'm going to make the intelligent decision and go off and talk to him to record a podcast for another 35 or 40 minutes.
Don't tell them.
It's a total surprise. Never mind. Nothing is happening. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us for this week. As always, it's been a pleasure being here with you. Keep an eye on the Discord for any potential news coming up and about Mini RPG of the Week or previously announced Mini RPG of the Week Ultimate. There may be some things coming out about that in the near future. I don't know if Zedred is even looking for maps at the moment. I feel like we have a backlog of a while at the moment, but
We might have maps.
get in contact anyway. Yeah, get in contact with Zedorite anyway, because hey, maybe you can make a better map than who's already in there. I don't know. You didn't hear it from me, all right?
Oh, he wants maps. He wants maps.
He does want maps. All right. If you think
Give
you can make a
maps.
map for Mini RPG of the Week, then make one. Marina, I've seen a lot of chatting, like a little bit of, maybe make a map. Maybe make a map for Mini RPG of the Week, and then it'll be perfect. That's the way to be. Last thing, BMX has redeemed a compliment. Thomas, do you want to take this one, or shall I field it?
No, I like the fact that BMX keeps showing up.
Yeah, there you go. And BMX, I really enjoyed casting with you when that happened that time. And I hope it happens again in the future. Thank you once again to everyone for joining us. We will see you all in the future. For now, we're going to leave and let Deployer end the stream. See you soon.
Cause I like to pretend that I haven't lost the time. In the end, the nostalgia, though it tastes fine, I can only drink a couple cause it feels like a lie. We play Halo and we'd lay low in our basement until the sun began to rise. We would go to school but not learn too much, cause it's hard to read when you've got tired eyes. They've been with me for some time, and it's nice to know that they still by my side. Friends are like stars, cause no matter how far, when it's dark outside, they will be your light. We played Halo, and we'd learn low in our basement until the sun began to rise. We would go to school, but now learn too much, cause it's hard to read when you've got tired eyes. Months go by, the time it flies, past the days that we drink Kool-Aid in the summertime. Years go by, the time it flies, past the days that we drink Kool-Aid in the summertime.
You tell me you love me, you care, saying you hurt me, have some fun.